A Neenah man is facing federal and state charges connected to the production of child pornography. Federal prosecutors say 26-year-old Jeffrey Haskell used minor children in the production of sexually explicit material. Haskell faces 2 federal charges of production of child pornography, as well as 11 charges in Winnebago County Court, which includes child sexual exploitation and possession of child pornography. He faces up to 30 years in prison on the federal charges alone. Haskell will be back in court in November on those state charges.